Am I the butthole for dramatically running away from an intervention my mother-in-law threw for me? Husband, 28 male, and I, 28 female, live in Colorado. We love beer, and we live an active lifestyle, hiking, snowshoeing, and skiing. No beer hits like a beer after climbing a 14-er, and I love a glass of wine in the bath on a lazy Sunday afternoon. My mother-in-law loves to clean her kids' houses as a gift quarterly. This works because we're notoriously lazy deep cleaners. This is important. A week ago, she asked to meet her at the park. I showed up to find a, bizarrely socially distant, group of my in-laws waiting for me with a box. She started, saying, "Kaylee, this is an intervention. We're here because we love you," etc. It was awkward and I got nervous. She opened the box and showed 3 empty bottles of wine and 2 full bottles of wine, plus an empty 16 ounces beer can. She looked at me pityingly and said, "Sweetie, I found your stash. I know you have a drinking problem." I was caught off guard and looked at the pile and it clicked. A few months ago the bathroom sink backed up and we were rushing around trying to clear things for the plumbers to take care of it. I must have shoved my empty wine bottles and a shower beer can in my closet. The full bottles were purposely hidden, because they were going to be Christmas gifts for my husband. I tried explaining everything and she put her hand on my shoulder and said, "I know it's hard to accept you have a problem, but everyone here is here because we love you. Look. I drink a beer with dinner or after work a few times a week, a beer or 2 at a brewery, not lately, obvious, with friends, and occasionally have some wine while taking a bath. I haven't even had a hangover since college." Then she smashed the wine bottles that were for my husband, saying it's for my own good. I started yelling at her that they were presents. She just looked me in the eye and did it again. So I ran back to our house sobbing. She called/left messages saying I can't hide from my problem, and that she would be talking to my husband about sending me away for detox. She was tired of me hurting everyone by forcing my choices on everyone, i.e., not giving her grandkids, the one sore spot between us I thought she'd gotten over. She didn't explain to my husband what the stash was, just that she found one, and he turned on me for running away from the intervention, saying that made me look guilty as hell. I felt so alone. The issue became that I made myself seem guilty by running. My husband understands what happened now, but he's told me that I need to find a way to put it all behind and maybe just not drink around his family for a while. I don't agree. I'm not going along with this. Fine, I won't drink around his family, but I'm not apologizing for running away when I felt scared and cornered, and I'm absolutely not copping to a drinking problem when I don't have one. Am I the butthole for not just going along with this to make everyone happy? I feel like I'm going crazy. ETA. Holy moly, I posted this when I was stressed to the max and then went for an 8-mile run to try to shake it off. I'm crying reading all of this because with everyone telling me how bad I was so scared that I did something horrible. I'm reading every comment so everyone knows. I'll try to respond to some. Thank you so much for the votes. Even the ones telling me what I did wrong. Thank you, just. Thank you. ETA 2, sorry but I felt I needed to update saying that some guy Ask Goblins from a channel called Ask Goblins sent me a chat to ask me for permission to use it for his YouTube channel. I mean, the guy can do whatever he wants, but I think this is a low-level way of scraping money from people who post here to exploit them, and it felt wrong that he chatted me and didn't comment. Also, his account has no comments or posts. ETA 3, I never thought I'd have to address the concept of a shower beer. Maybe this is a Colorado thing, but when you have a long, active day climbing or hiking or snowshoeing or whatever, the best reward is cracking a cold one in a hot shower or bath. It's not weird laughing out loud, most of the people I know do it. Couple things, interesting, and telling, that she threw an intervention without your husband involved. That means she knows it's shady. Or it means something else, which is both crafty and shady. Why assume that stuff was yours? Why not her son's? Why not both of yours? That loves to clean her kids' houses is a trap. She's snooping. It's an excuse. I've heard it many, many times. NTA, for sure. Yet, I would start asking some questions if I were you. Is so true, and what my first thought was too. It's guaranteed so she can snoop. NTA, and I'm surprised Op's husband isn't angrier with their mom for this mess. And that actually sort of explains the whole situation, like she was basically there looking for something to drag original post with, and this was her best find. Also, the fact that the husband heard that the mom was having an intervention and he didn't even think to ask for what? Or why the hell would you do that without talking to me, and instead took her word for it is such a moronic betrayal. He should have stood up for her from the get-go. What a crafty thing to do. If I had to hazard a guess, he's been dealing with this his entire life. Either he's a butthole because he won't defend his wife, or he's a dum-dum because he has no idea how weird this behavior is. I'm guessing dum-dum. I'm 31 and in nearly every therapy appointment I realize something new that my mother did, and I have normalized, but as naked haircuts until I was 16 to 17, like, for example, I couldn't pay for a haircut, and I had to be naked, isn't effing normal, and is in fact, downright abusive. My money is on dum-dum. We spend our whole childhoods being conditioned to accept abnormal crap as normal, especially when it isn't. I'm sorry, naked haircuts, holy F, I feel wrong about even upvoting this. I thought my mom was a few, but Jesus. During lockdown I've been cutting my son's hair, and I'll have him take his shirt off and throw him straight in the bath after to get those tiny hairs off, but he's 5. Even cutting a 16-year-old's hair shirtless is okay if they're alright with it. I'm 27 and my mom still cuts my hair, usually when I'm shirtless. Why? Because we live in the same town, and we're both okay with it. I could spend money to go somewhere and make awkward small talk with someone I don't know, or I could get the same thing done for free, while having a nice chat with my mom. And I don't want to be all itchy for the rest of the day because my shirt is covered in hair. Yee, every time I read the crap some mothers do here, my own mom goes down in the AFUP ranking. Thanks, am I the butthole? I'm sorry you were abused. But I am so happy you have found a therapist who is helping you. It really is all in what we are normalized with. Yeah. I had therapy, nominally for a different reason, doctor's letters for medical treatment because I am trans, and the doc spent most of his time telling me that what my mom did was indeed not exactly normal, but my reactions were. I was 28 at the time. He would have not even made it to fiancé with me. I would have dropped his ass so fast he would still be recovering from the injuries. Mama's boys are the effing worst. I wouldn't apologize, 2 bottles is hardly a stash, and she's just way out of line. She could have asked you privately about it, but jumping to conclusions and involving the whole family is just a dick move in my opinion. Talk to your husband about how you feel alone and wronged and see what he has to say. The mill is just ridiculous for blowing this out of proportion. And smashing wine bottles at a park. I mean, WTF. Seriously. There are kids that play in that park and she leaves broken glass all over the place. Yes, my thought exactly. That's just nasty and unnecessary. Maybe she enjoys humiliating original post and playing the concerned mother-in-law as a way to get back at her for not having kids. She seriously sounds like that. Oh, there's no question. She can act like the caring mother-in-law as much as she wants, but no one with ops actual well-being at heart would stage an intervention in a public effing park. I'm surprised she didn't post flyers and charge admission at the entrance for the dramatic show she had planned, lol. She has clearly been searching for literal and figurative dirt on original post for years, and she finally, triumphantly, got to parade in front of a crowd what she's been looking for all these years. Absolutely abhorrent, vindictive, disgusting behavior. And Op's husband needs to stand up for his wife and stop letting his mommy infantilize him, stop letting her into the house so she can scrub their toilets and rifle through their private spaces in search of ammunition against the woman he presumably once promised to love, honor, and respect. Homeboy needs to grow a pair. Can we also talk about how hard to have to hit a bottle to smash it like in the movies? Those bottles are meant to break. Real-life wine bottles have been designed to not break during shipping. Yes, they are glass and can break, but it will take significant force. If someone was Hulk smashing bottles, I'd run away too. I guess we can all agree that this woman is nuts. Yay, and the shards would go everywhere. Yes, they are glass and can break, but it will take significant force. It is common in ship christenings for the wine being smashed across the bow to bounce off. My favorite is the Best Truman incident. Web link. Breaking a wine bottle in a public park is so crafty. Even if you clean it up, there will be tiny shards left. This was actually the main activity at my bachelorette party. It was something I always wanted to try, and my best friend created a controlled environment to safely break and brandish bottles. That's alcohol abuse. Also, lots of adults have a stash, it's just called a wine cellar. If it were 2 bottles of vodka hidden in a bathroom closet, it would be suspicious, no question. But 2 presumably expensive bottles of wine, with a perfectly reasonable explanation of why they're hidden. Just no. I hope the mother-in-law never gets to see a real wine cellar. It would be a blood/wine bath. I wouldn't blink. Especially around Christmas. Vodka is a perfectly fine gift, especially nicer stuff. But beyond that, people just store stuff. We drink like 3 times a year, but I generally like those 3 times to be fancy vagina tail parties. So we have a stockpile of all kinds of booze. It's hidden away in the back of the pantry because we don't use it often. No kidding. My girlfriend and I store nice beers in her office because it's the room with the best climate for beer storage, but if some judgmental busybody went in, they might say, "Oh wow, look at all the beer she's hiding in her workspace." Yeah, you're probably right. I had a colleague at work who was an alcoholic, and he always hid stuff in the bathroom, so maybe it just reminded me of that. Yeah. I have a stash of snacks/chocolate/candy in my room simply because the people I live with are not great about regulating their sugar intake and will eat it all in a day if I left it in the pantry. And I use under the sink for storage a lot because we have a mischievous cat. All depends on your normal, I guess. I would say a better way of expressing concern is by their actions. Having a lot of booze in the house is not a problem. You seem dependent on alcohol to relax is a problem. You are drinking around your children is a problem. You miss work due to a hangover is a problem. This woman would have a field day at my house. We are adjacent to the winemaking business, so there is wine bottles shoved in every empty nook of the house. There's more than a sane person can drink in a year, and we don't even drink that much. I was thinking the same thing. 2 bottles and a can of beer is definitely not enough for her to jump to those conclusions. This woman seems to love creating drama and being in charge of the situation. Send her away for detox and being tired of her hurting everyone? Who the hell does she think she is? She literally got involved the whole family, the husband, which is suspect as F, and smashed wine bottles in a effing park. I would have laughed in her face at the insanity. I hope Original Post takes this as a lesson, because mother-in-law loving to clean her kid's house, it's definitely just an excuse to snoop around. Yes, yes, and yes. She makes it sound like Original Post has ruined every Christmas by drunkenly puking under the tree and generally being drunk and mean at every occasion. It really seems like she actively searched for something to stir the crap up. I would not replace the gift, to be honest. Honey, don't you have anything for me this year? Well, go ask your mom. Fine, I won't drink around his family, said this in my own comment. But I hope the reason Original Post will not drink around his family is because she won't go near them again until Mill apologizes and pays her back for the bottles. Not just pays her back, but replaces them. Original Post should not have to go to any trouble to be made whole. If 2 bottles of wine is a stash, by this woman's standards I've been dead from alcohol poisoning for 13 years. Yeah, not for nothing, but as the child of an actual wino, what Original Post is describing is a light day's worth of grog. Yeah, true. I'm not an alcoholic, and never was, but there were days in my youth where I drank that on a good Saturday. Seriously. My significant other and I have 2 boxes and 8 bottles of wine in our house right now. I assure you, we are not alcoholics. We get a discount if we buy 6 or more. I'm all about the discount. It's not like you have to drink them all at once. NTA. That's incredibly toxic, and it's going to be a long road to come back from being so betrayed and gaslit. Your husband should be supporting you, not allowing her to intervene in your marriage that way, and you both should move away from her or at least turn down her offers to help in the future because it's just cover for snooping. How did she know that wasn't your husband's stash? Oh, that's a good thing to point out. We have 2 different closet areas and 2 bathrooms, and the one with the wine/beer can was near my bathroom where all my clothes and stuff were. So she couldn't have known for sure it wasn't his, but I guess it made geographic sense. You should send your mother-in-law a bill for the bottles of wine she smashed. Doesn't matter if it was yours or his. She stole from your house and destroyed something that was not hers to destroy. NTA, obviously. I suppose it still is theft and destruction of property, even if they were invited. Vampire rules. There are witnesses. Have her charged with theft unless she reimburses you and apologizes. If original post was truly an alcoholic, wouldn't she have noticed that mother-in-law stole her stash anyway? Don't alcoholics have trouble maintaining a stash, because they're, addicted and have trouble moderating their intake? I wouldn't replace your husband's present and just give him a note saying your mummy smashed them. Enjoy. The closest they get to an apology from me is I'm sorry you wouldn't listen and smashed your son's Christmas presents. With a printout about the wine from the internet. Just picture it. Sicily. 1912. It was a glorious year for wine. Sucks you'll never taste it. Your mom owes you these 2 bottles of wine, she broke them, and she can buy the replacements. I wouldn't replace them if my partner scolded me for not staying and taking it or not being upset for me. He would get a bag of gummy lighthouses. Nothing more. And don't buy your husband those bottles of wine again for his gift. Give him an empty gift bag designed to hold wine with a note saying ask your mother where the bottles are. And hire a house cleaner if you must, but don't let that woman touch anything in your house ever again. And change your locks. Somebody that controlling will have a copy made before she gives hers back. I am so sorry. NTA. This. As long as he is not backing you up, I would not be replacing those bottles. Or print out a photo of the specific bottles and wrap them or put them in a bag. NTA. Definitely do this. I was thinking the same thing. Also preferable if you can give him his gift in front of his mom and as many family members as are safe too. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.